can
Yeah,
share the screen. Yeah.
yeah. Now we moved. Yeah, now are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you are already aware about SSIS and SSRS. So I'll come to flow like where the comes SSIS and where the comes SSAS and pitch while working on a data warehouse project. So I'll come by step by step. So
Okay.
basically, uh, suppose if you have any source system like a source, like any kind of source, it can be Excel, it can be flat file, or it can be SQL, or it can be any external file. What you need to do, you are going to do some transform, you are going to do extracting your source data and loading into destination part. Destination would be anything, either SQL or Oracle or any data type. So there through SSIS, you are going to do loading the data into destination part. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So here you applied all the transformation, all business rules, like you are doing some data massage, data elimination, deletion. So whatever rules you are going to apply here, SSIS part. Once you move the data from destination, so there are what you need to do, you are going to do this data through reports, either
Yeah,
SSRS or Power BI report. Directly you are connecting into destination part. This is like a transformation layer. So one more layer, when we come to pitch like a analytics part, SSAS. So same destination, we are going to create one more destination into our DB level. So from there, we are moving all OLTP data into OLAP level. OLAP is nothing but SSAS, online analytical processing. So basically, this data, entire data, we are maintaining inside memory level, inside system memory level. What happened? Generally, if you hit any query in the reporting level, what will happen? The reporting again comes to connection between destination. From the destination, it fetches the record and fetches into the report layer. There are two layer process happening when you hit a query into a reporting layer, like any reporting SSRS or Power BI. So when you connect database, what will happen? The report, when you hit any query, select star from table name, the query from report server engine to SQL server engine, hitting the query and fetches the records. When you connect as a OLAP or SSAS, what happened? Every time it won't connect to database and connect getting the results. Already data is stored everything in the aggregated format. So what happened when you select any query in the report level, it directly fetches from cube and shows in the report level. The query wise, performance wise, very faster compared to normal SSIS process, ETL data. So that's why SSAS comes into picture. The data stored in an aggregated format and cumulated format, and when you hit any query into the database report level, the data retrieving is faster manner compared to normal database. That is the main cause of SSAS choosing everybody. And one more thing, uh, suppose if you have a customer table, assume that general example. So you want to hit like you want to see the data on a customer wise, location wide sales value. So when you want to hit a query in normal database, every time you need to write like select sum of sales, location from table name, group by location. So when you write it only, the data fetches based on location, sales value. Suppose you want to see like a count of sales. So again, instead of sum, you need to write a count, sales, location from table name. So these are all aggregations, like group by aggregation. Everything we are going to perform on a SSAS level. So suppose you want to see sum of sales based on location, you just drag the data, automatically it comes into the cube level. When you want to see the count of sales, you just drag the data, automatically it fetches into the report level. When you want to see like a date wise information, again if you want to see date wise here, again write it like a location comma date, group by location comma date, you need to write it. So when you want to see on a cube SSAS level, just you drag the data, automatically displays into the cube level analytics part. That's why every time you no need to write this kind of queries, everything, every time no need to hit a query into database engine. When you select it, when you keep it all these aggregations into cube level, when you select it, just drag and drop, automatically this information fetches into the cube level. That is why SSAS comes into picture, and SSAS level we are going to design all these aggregations, all these calculations, everything into the SSAS cube level. And SSAS behind, we can use one formula language as well, MDX, multi-dimensional queries. So MDX level, so we can write all these conditions. Instead of select statement, we can write MDX scripts. Through MDX script, we can generate the scripts and all into the SSAS level, calculations and all. Suppose you want to do some A plus B, A divided by B, suppose year on year, like you want to compare with current year sales to previous year same month sales. You want to compare with the previous quarter to current quarter. So you want to see these kind of calculations into a cube level, we can perform into the cube level. Comparative sales, these are all things perform. So when you just drag the measure into report level, you just see that you just pass the dates, automatically you can get the information. Current year, what is the sales? Current year, same time last year, what is the sales? These are all calculation we are going to perform into the cube level. Any doubts on this part, Ayesha, up to now?
No, it's obvious. Thank you.
Okay. In SSAS, we have many options like data source views. So in data source view, we are going to create some schemas, either star or snowflake schema. So how the data is binding like one table to another table. So we are going to design all these schemas into the SSAS level, star schema, snowflake schema. Before entering into the data source view, I will explain you some concepts like how the primary key, foreign key, unique key, and the normalization forms, cardinality rules. I'm going to explain these concepts first of all. So once you are good at that part, so we are going to design the schemas into the data source view level. If you are designing the star schema, snowflake schema, how do we create a relationship between table to one table to another table? So these parts I am going to explain in the data source view level. Once the data source view is binded, we need to showcase like a data dimension designing. So we have many types of dimension. We have in SSAS role play dimension, junk dimension. So derived column dimension. So we have many types of dimensions we have in SSAS. So I will showcase you all the dimension. So when and all we use this dimension, when to create this dimension, I can showcase you these all dimension, how to create this dimension. Once the dimension is part, how to next, I'm going to show you how to create a cube into a SSAS part. So how to create a cube in the cube, how to use dimensions, how to create a relationship between dimension to fact. So how to create a measure group. In the measure group, how to define like aggregation calculations measures. In the measures, like how to give the relationship between fact to dimension, use dimension usage tab. So there are like we can use like a subsets, like in a cube level, you can showcase your cube into subset of cube, like how we are going to create a views in a database level. Same thing, we are going to create a subset of cubes into the cube level. So how to do that? So that operation I am going to show you, and I am going to divide partitions option, like how the data divided into chunks, like your data have all countries of data, so you can divide your data into chunks, like smaller parts. How to define that parts into cube level, I'm going to showcase you. And calculation part, like we need to write some MDX calculation. I will show you how to write MDX calculation, how to design MDX compared to normal SQL queries, how to differ. So I will explain you MDX calculation at least 4 to 5 sessions, so you'll get overall idea on MDX part. So any doubt on up to this part?
No.
Next, like I will show you like how to deploy a cube in SSAS level. and how to schedule a job level SSAS on a daily basis. So how to do performance perspective, how to check on a cube level. These are all elements I'm going to showcase in your cube level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mainly thing is this relations is very important in cube level. If you properly related to one table to another table, properly binding, the data is properly coming into the cube level without issues. And one more thing, like you need to install Visual Studio before starting into the SSAS session. I hope you already installed, right?
SSAS?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Which version it is running into your system currently? I mean,
What?
you are working on SSIS and
I don't hear you.
currently you are working on SSIS and RS, right? Which version of software running into your system?
Yes, on the PC of the company, yeah. SSAS,
Yeah.
RS, yeah. And an overview about IS, integration service.
Yeah, correct. I'm asking you like the software, which version of software running currently? Which version of version? We have different versions, right?
Visual
2008 or to
Studio.
2012. Pardon?
Visual Studio.
Visual Studio, which version? Suppose when I type it here, Visual Studio 2019 comes in my system. So same thing, if you type it, some version will come into your system.
Yeah. I think in 2019, yes.
Okay, 2019. Then it is very good actually.
Mm.
So when you open Visual Studio, one thing. If you don't have license, you can just like select with continue without code. When you select that, so the Visual Studio opens like this in your system, correct? So what
Yeah.
you need to do, go to File, New. Here project is there. So from project, you need to type like an analysis service. You need to
Yes.
check like this analysis. When you type this, so the option comes like analytics services, multidimensional data modeling. You need to select this option. You need to select and click as the next option. We need to select and click as the next option. Here, where you want to save your packages, the location you need to mention here and click create option. When you click as a create option, the whatever window will come, the window will open here like this. So this is the option to open SSAS window into your system, basically, whether your office system. If you want to install personally, I will send you the links. So go through the links and you are able to install into your personal laptop.
Okay, please send it.
Yeah, I'll share you the links. Just download the software and just install it step by step manner. I hope you
Yes.
don't have SQL Server as well, right, in your system?
What?
In your local system, do you have SQL Server software?
No.
I mean, your personal computer, did you install
No. I don't
SQL
have
Server?
anything. No.
Okay, I will send you the links. You just go through the link and you can able to install the software. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
After installation, the window open like this. So here, like new multidimensional project, click next. So here the window opens like this. Here data source means the connection string, like which database you need to connect here. Like
Yeah.
here it comes like picture. So this is the database. How do we connect into the data source level? So which data source you want to connect into the cube level? The data source part defines like which data source you need to connect. Data source view, we are going to design the schemas, either star schema, snowflake schema. If you want to create any new manual tables, all this stuff in the Power BI also we can able to create some manual tables, right? So that kind of tables, everything we are going to create into the data source view level. Cubes, like we are going to design the cubes. I mean aggregations, calculations, relations, everything we are going to perform into the cubes part. Dimension, like how to create a dimension, how we have many types of dimension. So where and all use this dimension, I'm going to show you. This roles means security. Like suppose you want to apply security, like you want to showcase your cube into only few user. You don't want to showcase your cube into all users. Or you
Yes,
want
the
to showcase
privilege.
like only country wise.
The
Yeah,
privileges.
roles.
Mm.
So the
Yeah,
role
yeah.
security we are going to implement into the roles part.
Mm.
This is very, very important part, like a roles part. When you
Yeah.
design a role-based data is displaying. Suppose you are there, you want to see only Saudi data. You don't want to see all the countries of data. So we are going to provide some restrictions, like as a user. So you want to select only particular country of data. All these roles we are going to maintain in the roles part. So next part is deployment. So one environment to another environment. If we deployment to this cube, we can deploy the cube. So
Yeah.
there is a backend. We have generated a XML script in SSAS level. Through XML script, we are going to deploy the SSAS cubes. And even if you want to process your cube on a daily basis, when you want to refresh your cube, through SSIS level, we can call it this cube directly. When you run the package, automatically the cube is refreshing into the whatever data newly added into the database, the data automatically reflected into cube level. So these all things we are going to work it out on coming classes. So first class, I'm going to explain you some kind of fundamental concepts. So once you are good
Okay.
at fundamental, I'm entering into data source view, how to design relations, schemas, and all this part.
And the first time I was confused, very, very confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, in SSRS reports, we can design two types of reports. Like one is a normal dimensional database reports or cube reports. So when you come to cube report, the query writing through MDX. When you come
Yeah.
to normal reports, the query write from SQL queries.
Yeah.
The design part and everything is same only, but when you apply query mode only, it is different. Data set level. When you create a data set, so a slight different is there. So I will explain you.
I don't
I'm
hear you.
good at all these tools. Wherever you have doubts, you just ask me. So where and all we use this SSAS part into that structure level, I will explain you.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So that's all my end. This SSAS basic part. So if you okay, I will continue like a basic stuff, like how to do transactions, everything into the cube level before entering normalization rules,
Yeah.
cardinality rules. I'll explain that part.
Okay.
Yeah. So wherever any like if you want to basic architecture from SQL Server to SSAS level, I will explain that part as well. Like which layer, which when we use, like when we use SSIS, when we use SSRS, where do you come picture SSAS, where do you picture come Power BI? I'll explain that part.
Okay.
Power BI, we have two types of softwares, like one is Power BI Desktop, one more is Power BI Report Builder. So
Yeah. Yeah.
when we use Power BI Desktop, when we use Power BI Report Builder, I'll explain that part. Yeah, that's all mine today. So you have any doubts, Aisha?
This is for today.
I mean,
Is
anything like any concepts you are expecting more, just let us know so I can
no, I
explain
don't.
you
I
those.
don't. Yes, I don't expect anything. Just I want like a full info about SSAS. I want to be expert from this course.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem. You will finally you will be expert on this SSAS, but I am sure on that. I will cover
inshallah.
all the topics on SSAS level, whatever topics you have. I will cover all the topics, each and every topic. So at the
Yeah,
final stage, you will be good at SSAS part. I'm sure on that.
yeah, with the all of the concepts, with the all of the structures of the SSAS, and how we can um, come through the flow to arrive the SSAS.
Yeah,
I want to know
definitely I will
everything.
explain on that. The flow of
Yeah, yeah,
SSAS, and how to design relations, structure, cubes, dimensions, and
yeah,
MDX
yeah,
queries, calculations, dynamic
yeah.
calculations, security, deployment. So I will
Yes,
cover
yes,
all
yes.
these parts into SSAS.
Yeah. Another question. For the session, how many hours? Uh, usually. What? I don't hear you.
You are asking duration of the course?
Yes, yes, yes. No, no. For the session, just one session. Usually, how it's take one
Usually, I
hour
will
to
take
hour.
1 hour of the session,
Yeah. Okay. And
and it will take like 20 minimum 25 20 to 25 classes. It depends on situation. Like if you ask me more doubts, like any doubts, it may take 5 more sessions more. If you don't have
okay.
any questions much, it may take less time.
Mm. And
Depends on
when?
like when you practice it, you may get the more doubts, right? So at that
Yeah.
time, sessions will go take more time.
Yes. Yes. Right.
So it depends on criteria. Sometimes I will, if you require, I will take a 2 hour session as well. So depends on the situation. I'll continue on that.
Mm, yeah. And when should we start every day? For me,
Next week,
the huh? Next
next
week.
week onwards. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, the time is different than yours. For me now, it's we start 8:30 morning. So
Okay.
should we start every day 8:30 morning, or earlier or later?
Yeah. I'll send you my timings. Like you send me your timings, like which time is good for you. So
It's
accordingly,
good
I
for
will
me.
schedule my time.
Yeah, yeah, it's good for me. Like today, maybe earlier half hour is also good to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I will inform to Rasya on that. So we'll discuss on that part.
I don't hear.
No,
Reach the
no. I will
mic.
inform to this. Yeah. So they will come.
Yeah,
They will let you know.
uh, hello.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, my
Yes,
name is Lasya.
Yeah.
So you can send me your timings, and as well as you also, uh, Al Shiri something. Bashair, right? Your name?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. You can send your time, availability time, and Trainer will also send his availability time, so we can arrange when you are free like that. Okay? Is it fine?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all my end. So we'll continue from next week onwards. So, Lasya
Inshallah.
and
Yeah.
Ashia.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
good day.
much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.